But yes, Premier League. Look, here at FC Wonder Kid, we get sometimes these comments of Portuguese bias, Portuguese podcast, propaganda. Can't be the case. 4 Premier League managers are Portuguese. Ruben Amorim has arrived and making a difference. Nuno Mendes is on top of the world. No Portuguese bias here in this podcast, okay? So how are you feeling with the Premier League? Because right now, Man City can catch a win, isn't it, Pedro?
Yeah, Alex, regarding the Portuguese bias, you're totally right on spot. We have 4 Portuguese managers now in the Premier League. We even have more Portuguese managers abroad, making history in Brazil, in Saudi Arabia.
Artur Jorge, yes.
Every single Portuguese manager that goes to Brazil performs, and that's what we like to see, of course, being Portuguese and praising our own nationality.
And just giving names, Abel Ferreira, Jorge Jesus, Artur Jorge, Luís Castro.
Yeah,
Pedro Caixinha was at the Red Bull Group too, Bragantino.
Yeah. And well, Jorge Jesus at Al Hilal doing the world record of consecutive wins in world football. Come on, not one team in the world has done what Al Hilal did with Jorge Jesus, clinching 27 wins in a row. It was amazing.
That was insane, yes. And now Al Hilal is in the same group as Real Madrid in the FIFA Club World Cup.
True.
But going back to the Premier League, mate, it's Man City in the last 12 games.
Only one win, right?
Only one win. 9 defeats. What's happening to Pep Guardiola? Will he stay until the end of the season?
Alex, he will stay. But I will do a mea culpa here. And I said that Man City was about to be top 4 by the end of the season. I don't believe it anymore because I was not expecting. Come on, man. No one in the world, if you went to a betting spot to put up to place a bet, no chance they would take Man City only wins 1 in 12.
True.
No chance. That will be the same odds of an asteroid hitting Earth, like
This
a big
is
one.
unprecedented in Pep Guardiola's career.
And I was not expecting that. I was like, okay, maybe 2, 3, 4 matches. Okay. It happens, But 12 in a row? Something must be really wrong in that locker room, Alex.
No, in the last 12, they have 1 win and 9. Not 12 in a row losing. But
Yeah,
that would be insane.
But, man, a team like Man City, spending what they spend every year, having let go of Julian Alvarez, Cole Palmer, João Cancelo, Riyad Mahrez, and then complaining about not having the options. I know Pep Guardiola is a genius, guys, but he's on the wrong side here. I mean, he didn't expect this coming. Maybe even some injuries he had. I mean, some players he could have used Oscar Bob as well.
True.
I mean, he seems to only trust 12 or 13 players. He doesn't even make all substitutions more than one time we've seen it.
I like what you're mentioning there, Pedro, because there is a lot of truth in what you're saying. Pep Guardiola's success at Man City, yes, it's hard to achieve it. It's unprecedented. We're not going to see another Premier League team winning 4 Premier League titles in a row in recent history. And if it happens, it will be insane too. But Pep Guardiola did not trust the Man City academy. He trusts the guaranteed money with those players. A Gvardiol, we all knew he was one of the best center backs in the world of football. A Savinho, Erling Haaland was already a proven top striker, but Man City let go. Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers that is balling out at Aston Villa, Romeo Lavia, Bino Gittins at Dortmund, Pedro Porro, remember, he was at Girona, and Guardiola said, no, we're fine at right back.
Rodgers scored against Man City.
And Jadon Sancho too. All players that would have more goal involvements than the players that are there. And you said it, Pedro. Riyad Mahrez has not been replaced in that team. I'm sorry, I love Savinho, but 0 Premier League goals is unacceptable for a player in this stature.
It's not even that, man. Sending away Julian Alvarez, Mahrez, Cole Palmer, when you're keeping a player like Jack Grealish, which in one entire year hasn't scored even a goal, and he cost more than 100 million, man.
Jack Grealish was very poor by doing that to the Aston Villa fans. The 3 titles. Because he wouldn't be at City if it wasn't for Aston Villa. I hated seeing that. And you know I'm Irish. My mom's Irish. Seeing what he did to Ireland too, like, okay, I accept him playing for England, but come on.
It's lack of character, man.
Exactly. Lack of character, and Man City needed. And another thing, too. Erling Haaland is clearly showing to the world that he's a system player. We all knew it. And now, in the last 14 games, in the last 16 games, only in 14 did Erling Haaland do 10 passes. 10 passes in a game. What is happening here. It's insane.
Alex, as you mentioned, he's a system player, and his dream is to touch the ball 4 times and score 4 goals, as Erling Haaland said it himself.
True.
But it's not his fault at this point. If the ball doesn't come to him, if he doesn't get the chances, what can he do, mate? What can he do, mate? You know, I think the team is not producing. They're making too many mistakes, individual mistakes that didn't happen in the past. We've seen it even with Matheus Nunes doing the mistake that led to Man United goal. I mean, it's a lack of confidence, Alex. I don't even believe that at this point is Pep's fault. It's just lack of confidence of the squad in themselves.
It's true. And the structure of Man City, look, let's be honest. Pep Guardiola could be leaving in the next 2 years, Man City. Omar Berrada, the CEO, left to Man United, and he's making those moves for Man United to be great again. I would be worried if I was a Man City fan. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United are teams that will be fighting for the top 4 and much better next season than they are right now.
Alex, and let me tell you this, Hugo Viana will be in a real pickle with Man City next year. He thought he would have it easy. He won't have it easy.
The sporting director of Sporting going to City.
This is the time for Hugo Viana to prove himself. Because with Omar Berrada leaving Man City, he needs to step up and be the big guy who advises Pep Guardiola on who to get for the team to perform better. Because, Alex, it's not only about one player. Because at the beginning, I was thinking, okay, maybe Rodri is a big he has big boots to fill in here.
True.
With Rodri missing out. But all this cannot be just about one player. Come on, it's impossible. 12 games, only winning 1. It's not about Rodri. It's not about Rodri. Because if it's about one player, okay, maybe 1 or 2 games you might not perform. But in 12 matches.
I think it's the depth, honestly. You look at the Man City squad, they don't have the same depth as a Chelsea, as you could say Arsenal, not offensively but defensively. I think other teams are much better prepared for any plans. Yeah. And Man City is not prepared to lose a player like Rodri, and now they must sign in January a replacement, Zubimendi being the favorite.
Chill guy.
Dean Johansson just scored his 2nd Premier League goal,
against
being the chill guy against Man United.
Man, and just to mention, this Man United side has been conceding a lot in set pieces, which is not good for Ruben.
But it makes sense for us.
Team.
So we're watching Man United. Yeah. Let's talk about Man United now. We started at City, now at Manchester United. How are we feeling here with Ruben Amorim starts in Manchester, Pedro?
Yeah, Alex.
He's your favorite manager, right?
In my opinion, he's the best manager in the world after Pep Guardiola. Even though Pep Guardiola has been in a bad run of form recently. Okay. And I'm eager to see him prove himself in the next few years. But I think we'll only have a true glimpse of Ruben Amorim ball next season.
Yes.
It's impossible for him to put the players as they want him to be, as fit as he wants them to be. Occupying the spots where he wants them to be as well, and take them there mentally. It's a mental process more than everything. And that's why I'm also disappointed with Marcus Rashford. I didn't like his statement. Being a Man United fan, as you know I am, I was quite disappointed with Marcus Rashford's statement last week. I wasn't expecting him to throw in the towel, to be honest. So a player who is Man United DNA, grew inside the heart of Manchester. Yeah. He even does charity work around Manchester. He's well known, well regarded, not only as a footballer, as a person as well. Marcus Rashford disappointed me greatly, man. He threw in the towel in a time where Ruben Amorim wants to see reliability, character. He wants to know that he can count on a certain player. And instead of fighting back, Ruben Amorim said himself, Rashford and Garnacho were out for this game, but next week it's a new week.
Exactly.
All resets. It's up to them to prove me wrong. No hard feelings. What did Garnacho did? Zipped it and worked to return. True. Marcus Rashford, nowhere to be seen. Maybe it's the time that I move on, go to different clubs. So I think he was really on the wrong here.
So
but to be fair, Ruben Amorim doesn't need this type of players in the squad. He wants committed players. Commitment is the word for Man United. And the next year, Ruben Amorim will have chose and filtered the committed and reliable players to impose his game style.
No more leaks of the 11 before the match. No more leaks. Ruben Amorim will make sure that will stop, okay? Because Ruben Amorim is that guy. He ain't no chill guy. He is that guy, the boss, the strict man that will change Man United. And Omar Berrada knows he did the best pick with
the
Ruben.
biggest difference. I mean, there are a lot of differences, but the biggest difference in between Ruben Amorim and Erik ten Hag is when Ruben Amorim speaks, you listen.
Yes.
So he's a very good speaker.
And his
he catches your
identity.
attention. He captivates you.
I agree. And the process too, how he trains the players, I know for a fact he does a lot of walks with the players in closed doors, explaining them, if a player does this, you go here. He walks situations. Like, he explains, he details, he deconstructs every situation that a Manchester United player can have. He explains how they should react. And that's insane. A manager that is so detailed that can go against a Pep Guardiola. And the media. Manchester United fans, support Ruben Amorim. And if the media goes against Ruben, please support him, okay? Because Rashford leaving, any player leaving, is normal in change. True. Change is inevitable if you want to have a different outcome. And Manchester United have not won the Premier League in recent history, and they want a different outcome. So they have to make these changes. Yeah, Rashford, any player that doesn't go with Ruben, he has to leave.
It's a change of culture, man. There are no irreplaceable people in the world.
Exactly. And you said that interview for Ruben Amorim must have cleared everything in his mind. And the Manchester United fans that are supporting Marcus Rashford, I understand you, okay? He's a boyhood player. He's been 20 years at the club. But if he's forcing himself out and he's putting himself in this situation, please accept him leaving the club. When he was 18, he scored 2 goals against Arsenal, and everyone thought he was going to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo. That is the past. He hasn't been that guy, and he wasn't that guy, and it will not change in the near future. So trust Ruben. Okay?
Yeah, Alex, and it's a change of culture. If you don't run, you don't belong at Man United. If you put yourself above the club or you think you're special, you're just like another one of those 11 players on the pitch.
And in 10, 15 years' time, when anyone goes to Marcus Rashford, they will associate Marcus Rashford to the Manchester United brand. He's a part of this. It's his family. It's his culture. So for his character, for his future, he should want the best and the best ending possible at Manchester United. And forcing himself out is very, very bad. Especially Marcus Rashford will be tainted with this because he will be perceived as a player that before Ruben arrived, there was no success. And after Ruben arrives and Marcus Rashford leaves, I believe Manchester United will achieve success in the next 2-3 years. He will be seen as the before and after moments. And that for Rashford is a very bad move in his career. He should stay at least until the summer, but I think until January, things will change. So until now, Manchester United fans with Ruben Amorim
might be a good choice for
that could happen. PSG, Juve, Arsenal signed Sterling. Arsenal signed Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah,
they could sign Rashford.
Yeah, and they can play him as a striker even if they need it. Even though it's not his
but
his
it
most
wouldn't
prolific position.
It wouldn't put me too confident if I was an Arsenal fan that I would be the leading team to win the Premier League in the next 2-3 years if Marcus Rashford was a striker. It could go right, okay, but it wouldn't be my first choice. But I wanted to say this. Man United fans now with Ruben Amorim, they can already see strictness, rules. They can see a different style of play. They can see a culture being fixed, and they can see the belief growing. I can see it from a distance. The hope, the belief, the structure, things are happening to make Man United fans happy about it. So you just have to support and go bold with Ruben. I want to say
this. We even have some players gaining a second life, such as Harry Maguire. Everybody wrote off Harry Maguire, but we all know that Harry Maguire is the type of player that Ruben Amorim likes to have in the center of the three center-back defense. Okay, he's not very agile. We all know that, but that's not the purpose of being the center back in that system.
I agree. And Harry Maguire wants to be the best player possible at Manchester United, something that Rashford was not the case. But the player that's changed the most with Ruben and Erik ten Hag, it's like what I think about this when I think about this player is, how didn't Erik ten Hag play Amad Diallo, okay? Amad Diallo is one of the best under-23 players in the world. He's one of the best Premier League players in form currently, okay? To have 12 goal involvements with Ruben in 8 games is absolutely insane. How didn't Ten Hag play Amad Diallo? And it was Anthony. Ruben Amorim must have thought in training, how is this possible? How?
And when Diallo came, he was playing good at Atalanta. So it's not like he's just out of nowhere and needs so much time to prepare.
For the B teams, Primavera.
But he was playing good. That's why United snatches him. I mean, he was ready, man.
For 30 million at that time, it seemed as a risk, but for the talent and the scouts that had seen him, they knew him.
He played some games for the main team.
Yes, but not too many.
But he was doing good.
Højlund was more of a stud at Atalanta than Ahmad.
But still, Højlund also started the season as a sub, and then he started going in more.
And a detail, something that I think defines the character of a football player, is going on loan. Okay, if a football player goes on loan, he gets this feeling of, I can be replaceable. Amad Diallo, he went on loan at Sunderland and he went bold. Rashford never went on loan. Phil Foden never went on loan. These are star players since a young age. And I feel like Rashford needs that shake like Amad had, and then the talent can go bold. I have no guarantees with Rashford, mate. But yes, wanted to ask you, so... I have here a challenge of players that I believe will leave Manchester United, and you state if you agree or not.
Okay.
So I believe Lindelof will leave Manchester United.
Yeah, I agree.
Rashford will leave.
Yeah. Unfortunately, maybe, because I think he really could have a part in this squad.
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, yeah, he's not been playing. So.
Casemiro.
No, I think he'll stay. Casemiro will stay.
Malacia. I think he'll leave.
Malacia will stay.
Xerxes.
Yeah, he will leave. Yeah,
I think Casemiro and Malacia will also leave me. I think they will.
I don't think so, man.
And this is clearing the salaries.
Ruben likes to have at least 2 players for every position.
I agree, but I think you'll get 2 left wing backs.
I
think Manchester United are gonna maybe.
And who's that, Alex?
I don't want this player to leave Portugal. But there's a possibility that Álvaro Carreras could go to Manchester United with Ruben Amorim.
It's a cheap buyback option. So
and then they get the big left wing back that is Nuno Mendes. That is a possibility. If Manchester United with Ruben Amorim get Nuno Mendes at left wing back and they manage to get Heung-min Son off Tottenham, they will be contenders to win the Premier League next season.
You're just being crazy now. That's gibberish.
Son could go to Manchester United, mate.
Man, I don't believe Son will leave the Spurs. Honestly, I don't see that happening, man. Everybody loves Sonny at Spurs. Mm-hmm. Even Sonny loves everybody. Even the people from the background, the staff, everybody.
Everybody. Where's the trophies, though? I think trophies do cement a legacy of a player. And Heung-min Son, if he leaves Manchester United to go, if Heung-min Son leaves Tottenham to go to Manchester United,
it's a big risk
he will still be seen as a legend of Tottenham.
Yeah, but
he will win a Premier League.
Yeah, but it's not like he's leaving for Man City. You know, he's leaving for an uncertain project as well. Even though I believe in it, and I know you do too.
I do a lot, yeah.
But it's still a risk, you know.
So wait.
He's not changing something that's uncertain for something guaranteed. So he's changing one uncertainty to another.
So let's go here with what currently is happening in the world of football. So if you were Heung-min Son, you had a blank check from Man City and a blank check from Man United, who would you pick?
Come on, Alex, I'll be biased to answer that question. I'll pick Man United
I would go to Manchester United, not for a biased reason, okay? Remember...
No, it's not biased. Man United is the best club in the world, man. It's the biggest club in the world, or one of...
Not just that, mate. Not just that, obviously. But just Ji-sung Park. If you think of South Korean legends in the Premier League, true. I think of Son and I think of Ji-sung Park. For me, it would make total sense for the blank check to be presented to Heung-min Son to go to Manchester United and because he's going to be a free agent.
And the hit it will be in South Korea, man. I mean, everybody would go back to being Man United fans. And there probably are a lot of Man United fans in South Korea. They even did the preseason there, I think, in South Korea. True. So that's... one of the reasons why probably it's because they have a bunch of fans there. And I can, I mean, that makes sense. I haven't thought about that.
If that happens, look, if Man United definitely have to sign new wing backs for right wing back, left wing back. I love Mazrui, but he can play center back too. Just like, remember at Sporting too. Sporting wins the first league title with Nuno Mendes and Pedro Porro. New left wing backs. And Man United... they will change the full squad with left wing backs. Yeah, wing backs. I think that law even could go.
They're the most key players in the Ruben Amorim system are the wing backs for sure. Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
So 2 new signings could happen, Pedro.
And and on that year, Sporting had the best wing backs in the league. Ruben Amorim is aiming to have the best wing backs in the league for sure. And if that happens, his system will be unbeatable. Man.
Who would be a player that you want to see going to almost? Who would be a player that you'd like to see going to Manchester United in January or in this summer? A player that you would like to see personally?
I would love Jamal Musiala to go to Man United, even though I know it's hard and Bayern won't give him up. But still, I think it's the perfect player to fit the system because he can play in both the midfield, he can play in the front three. He will be a great signing for Man United. He's very versatile, and he has the energy United needs. He runs like hell. He defends, he attacks, and I think that's what Ruben wants. A player that can act on transition.
If they managed to convince, that
Good
would be
reaction.
insane. More than 100 Look, nobody can go against the Jamal Musiala is a future Ballon d'Or contender with the potential
And
he has.
he's still young. He's what, 21?
21, yes.
At 21 years old, he will want to prove himself in the Premier League as well.
21 years old category, let's say, like with Jamal Musiala, Jude Bellingham, Florian Wirtz, Pedri, the list goes on and on. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two. It's insane the amount of... Cole Palmer, I think.
At some point, I think these players will want, all of them will want to prove themselves in the Premier League. Even maybe Bellingham in the future, who knows?
I don't know, because Bellingham is
at
Real Madrid.
I know, man, but he's English, come on. So I think he will eventually return home.
But going back to Manchester United, Premier League now, leave your thoughts about Manchester United. Do you agree that Son could go to Man United? Let us know in the comments section. We got to talk about Chelsea because Chelsea is currently second in the Premier League. It's absolutely insane what they're doing. Enzo Maresca's squad rotation.
Saw that coming, man.
I saw top four. I had top four predictions before the start of the season.
But I didn't see them being contenders for the Premier League title. And Chelsea right now are one of the top contenders, man.
I put Chelsea
alongside Liverpool. Probably they're the favorites.
I put them in the top four, definitely. Yes. Yeah. I agree. So Enzo Maresca, in such a short period of time, with the second youngest team in the Europe,
yeah, that's
currently,
really remarkable, man.
That's remarkable to do with an average age of 23.9. It's insane. But the squad rotation of Chelsea has been on point, and next season they've got players guaranteed already. Kendry Paes, William Estevão. They got André Santos, that is debatably the best midfielder in... that's Vitinho João Neves. But is one of the best midfielders in Liga. André Santos is already guaranteed to go to Chelsea. It's insane what is happening. Even Nanazi too, a Strasbourg great player. But yes, I'm going crazy with this. But what are your thoughts here with Chelsea, mate?
Man, Chelsea's really surprising me. Some young players coming up that I wasn't expecting them to shine this year, such as Colwill. Even Malo Gusto on the right has been a really good surprise.
Where's Reece James?
True, because nobody would thought like 2 or 3 years ago that Reece James wouldn't be starting for Chelsea.
True.
Nicholas Jackson had a rebirth considering last season as well. We have seen him, I think he has 9 goals in the Premier League. I'm not sure. But we've seen Nicholas Jackson really performing at the level you need to be a Chelsea player. We have Jadon Sancho now coming into the accounts of the front three. Cole Palmer, man, being like, I mean... He won the PFA Player of the Year award,
right? Would you say Cole Palmer is the best English player in the world? Because I go Jude Bellingham.
I go Harry Kane. I go Harry Kane as the best English player.
So Harry Kane wins the trophy this season.
I mean, it seems like it.
I think Leverkusen could win it, though.
But Leverkusen, they just beat Freiburg 4-1 yesterday, right?
5-0. 5-0.
No, they didn't concede a goal.
No, VAR.
Oh, really? I thought they... sorry, man, my mistake. But Patrick Schick is doing really well. But yeah,
true.
I don't want to divert into that.
But Wirtz, great player. And Wirtz will not go to the Premier League. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but the rumors state that Florian Wirtz will stay in the Bundesliga until 2026 to be at Bayer Leverkusen and to have his development correctly for the World Cup.
He's still quite young. But even returning to Chelsea, even Enzo Fernandes has he stepped up a lot from last year. You know, there were a lot of doubters. He cost 126 million, I think.
True.
So. It wasn't easy for him as well to step up, but now I've seen him as the main man in that midfield, and he's really gaining those points with Maresca, and I think Maresca was also very important to him with what he brought from the knowledge of Pep Guardiola into Chelsea. We can see that it's a team who's comfortable with the ball, they like to have the ball, they like to play attacking football, and that's where Enzo Fernandes feels like a fish in the water, man.
I like it how you're saying, and when Chelsea had Italian managers with Conte, with Ancelotti, it went quite well with Di Matteo.
Yeah, but still, I think it's quite a different game style, you know.
True. I'm just stating that the Italian managers at Chelsea,
man. No doubt. Yeah, Di Matteo even won the Champions League with Chelsea.
Exactly.
Even though then he was stuck the next year. But,
and now with Arsenal, because Arteta has been 5 years at Arsenal, and no Premier League still can be seen. So how are you feeling here with Arteta and Arsenal this season, mate?
All right, Alex, it's gonna be tough because if Arsenal didn't have such a bad start of the season, they would be top contenders alongside Liverpool to win the league. I believe that at the point Arsenal are now, man, it's amazing to watch. And I don't know his name now, but the French set pieces coach who they got,
Mr. Jover.
Man, it's just amazing. Arsenal is the team in the world with the most goals from set pieces in the last 2 years. 27 goals from set pieces in Arsenal in the last 2 years. The second team that has the most, I don't remember who it is now, but it has 18. So it's 9 goal difference to the second team in the last 2 years. So you can really tell that Arsenal's doing something really great, you know? Even though if it's not Arteta's job, but when you're a manager, when you're the boss, you need to surround yourself from people who may be better than you in some areas. And that's what Arteta's doing well, I think. And I don't know if it was up to Arteta to go for him.
It was. Arteta wanted him at Man City with Pep Guardiola.
It's a great decision. When you're the main coach, you cannot focus yourself in all the departments of the game. You know, you need to have the best in each area. And
True.
And man, it's really astonishing to see because in a game that's hard, the game can be unlocked with a set piece, and that's what Arsenal have been doing lately.
True, and watching them at Sporting, went to Alvalade. I don't know, you were there too.
Yeah.
So seeing them in set pieces, Gabriel, Saliba, the way they go aggressively in set pieces is quite magnificent.
We had the Bane now. Now we have the Batman.
Mate, Gabriel doing this celebration to Gyökeres in Lisbon. That was mad disrespectful and a great PR stunt from him, honestly.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah.
But I don't think Gyökeres will be wanting to go to Arsenal now.
Yeah, not soon enough, man.
But mentioning this,
maybe
Arsenal,
he'll go to Chelsea. Let's see.
Let's see. But yes, this is the thing now. We see a strong Chelsea now. We see a Liverpool with Arne Slot staying at the top. We see a team like Man United now with Ruben Amorim that's showing glimpses of success, achievable success in future. Like Arsenal fans, if the worry is starting to come, of no Premier League in the last 5 years. I agree that Arsenal was in a very bad situation when Arteta comes in. But if you spoke to a fan in 2019 and told him Arteta will be at your club 5 years, do you expect that he wins a Premier League title in those 5 years? I think the majority of fans would say yes. They would say yes because 5 years is a lot of time. So what do you think Arsenal needs to win this Premier League title, and why aren't they winning it beforehand? Was it just Man City? Because Man City, that was insane.
What Arsenal would be to Arne Slot to be sacked, to be fair. But it's really tough to say, Alex, because you've seen Arsenal really putting up those numbers and performing well over the last 3 years, maybe. So I think it's just a matter of details, them not having a striker, which took them a bit of a long time to adapt to. Now we can see them playing good without a super reference striker, even though Gabriel Jesus has 5 goals in the last 2 matches. But still, you need consistency. Yeah. You don't need a player who shows up for 2-3 games, scores 5 goals, and then disappears for a full year again.
But you mentioned that. I know he's inconsistent, Gabriel Jesus, but the player that's consistent with Arteta and Arsenal in these last 5 years is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, for me at Arsenal, is Mr. Consistency. He is a legend in the making at this club. They must achieve success. They must win a Premier League title with this player. Odegaard, Saliba, Gabriel, so many of these players, I look at them and I get the feeling that they could stay the next 5 to 10 years at the club. So success is mandatory to achieve this. And if Arsenal is going to win the Premier League, it's with a new left winger and with a new striker. A striker has to come to this club.
Well, let me ask, because you mentioned Bukayo Saka. Where do you place Bukayo Saka as an English player? Do you put him top 3 right now? English players at the moment?
So we did say Cole Palmer, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane. Would I put Bukayo Saka? Would I put Bukayo Saka ahead of Jude Bellingham and Cole Palmer? No. Would I put him ahead of Harry Kane? Still no. I think Bukayo Saka is a top 5 player in the England national team, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, yours?
Bukayo Saka makes my top 3.
Who would you leave?
In my opinion, the best 3 English players at the moment are Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, and Bukayo Saka.
No Cole Palmer.
I mean, it's not.
That ain't cold. That ain't cold.
Yeah, man, but it's not that bad that I leave him out. You know, it's not I'm saying gibberish or nonsense. Come on, I mean, you have more than 10 world-class players at England right now. So.
I agree. But I think it's bad because I look at Cole Palmer and I see a team that changed Chelsea to be a team that could be fighting for European spots to now be fighting for the Premier League title. And one of the biggest points of Enzo Maresca is that Enzo Maresca knows Cole Palmer better than anyone. He coached them in Man City's academy teams. He knows Romeo Lavia. But Cole Palmer, more specifically with Enzo Maresca, it's been phenomenal to watch. And I think he's a mandatory starter for the English national team. Okay, Cole Palmer. Ahead of Phil Foden, most definitely.
Alex, he's a baller. That's not in question. I just feel that he needs to prove a bit more. I mean, you can argue as well. Oh, what about Jude Bellingham? But okay, Jude Bellingham was top 4 in the Ballon d'Or.
I agree. No.
So I'm placing one player that was top 4 in the Ballon d'Or. I'm placing Harry Kane, which is arguably one of the best English strikers to have ever played football. And who was the third one I said? Bukayo Saka. And I'm putting Saka ahead of him. And I think Saka has proved more than Cole Palmer, man. Saka was a reference even in Euro 2020 when he missed a penalty in the final against Italy. So I'm putting a player that just has a couple of more years of experience ahead of Cole Palmer. So I don't think it's like preposterous that I'm saying.
No, I don't think it is.
I'm placing Cole Palmer in the top 3 English players.
So let us know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree with Bukayo Saka and Cole Palmer being in the top 3 English players currently, or is Harry Kane the one you leave out? Let us know in the comment section.
Just to wrap up this Premier League theme, I would like to know, because we haven't mentioned dark horses, about dark horses. Who do you feel, and considering that we're almost halfway through, are going to be the dark horses this Premier League edition?
I don't like to say Aston Villa as a dark horse, because Unai Emery has showed to the world that he can achieve Champions League football in the Premier League. The team that I would say a dark horse, and it will not be an easy team to beat at home, it's Newcastle. Newcastle has a strong Anthony Gordon. They got Alexander Isak is one of the best Premier League strikers, definitely, okay? He's a player that can score more than 20 Premier League goals per season. I think Newcastle is a team that you have to be taking in account if you're talking about European spots, and Brighton too, and Bournemouth, for tricky teams, okay?
Yeah,
Bournemouth with Iraola, a very good manager.
Just to mention, if the result stays the same, we're currently at halftime on the Man United Bournemouth. Bournemouth goes up to 5th place in the Premier League.
And Nottingham Forest is 4th, okay? Nuno Espírito Santo.
Another Portuguese bias, guys. Sorry about that. But we can see Bournemouth really has a great team. We have Kerkez, which was supposed to go to Benfica. We were talking about it on off before. Great left back.
He could go to the Man United.
Both center backs are really good, Zabarni and Huijsen. We have Evan Nielsen as well from Porto. That, in my opinion, he could play at a higher level even than Bournemouth. I mean, I'm not saying Bournemouth are a bad team, but I was quite surprised to see him leave Porto to go to Bournemouth. Man, it's a good team, decent team, and they are my dark horses for this edition.
And to sell Dominic Solanke for more than 80 million and to sign Evan Nielsen for less than 50 million, that is top business. That is top business done by Bournemouth.
That's almost as good as selling Shermiti by 50 million and getting Gyökeres for 20, man.
That's a good one. But is there anything here in the Premier League that you would like to say as a bold statement, a prediction, Pedro, that you would like to say here for the FC Wonderkid fans?
As we're talking about it, are you okay if I give my top 4 for this season?
For
my
sure.
Updated top 4.
For sure.
So my top 4 for this Premier League edition, having seen what I've seen and being halfway through almost, I would go number 1, Liverpool. Number 2, Arsenal. Number 3, Chelsea. And guys, number 4, I'm going to go bold, Man United. I think Man United will get... I know they're losing right now, but I trust in Ruben Amorim. I know he's going to turn things around. When he has time with some international breaks and stuff, he will put this Man United team at the level it's supposed to be. And not even to mention next year. Because next year, Alex, I'm totally sure that Man United is going to make top 2 in the Premier League. Next year, I have absolutely no doubt about what I'm saying, man. And if not, I'm sorry, but... I mean, I don't believe that they're going to be below top 3 even. But Ruben will go for the Premier League contention.
I agree with you. Okay, because we can already see what the decision of not having Rashford and Garnacho in the squad when you're facing your rivals, Man City. If they hadn't won that game, people would point it out to Ruben Amorim and say, why did you didn't put Rashford? Why did you this? Why did you do that? And he said, the players know why I do my decisions, okay? They know the rules. They know what they have to do in order for me to like them and to be in the first team. So Ruben Amorim, I'm actually surprised. I thought it would take him a bit longer to be as confident and to be as secure as he is at Manchester United.
And to conquer the United fans, because most of the United fans are on his side. No, he didn't
conquer all of them.
But most of them are on his side.
And the ones that are on his side know ball personally, okay? Because Ruben Amorim, because a lot of people criticized Man United losing against Tottenham, but you can already see that off ball the team looks different. The team spirit looks different. You don't see players looking at each other.
But they lost as well because there's a lot of squad rotation at the moment.
True.
He doesn't have
it's the Carabao Cup too.
Alex, and to be honest, guys, don't take me the wrong way. I know United always has to play to win, but this is a year-long preseason for Ruben Amorim. He's seeing who's reliable, who's not reliable, who has commitment to play for Man United. So, guys, of course, there are always going to be some slips on the way. Mm-hmm. It's normal. But that's why next year, there's no excuses. Ruben Amorim will go for the title.
And you will have a very different team to go with just that.
And even if you look at the stats, Man United always has more expected goals than their opposition. True. So it's just a matter of time until things start to appear.
It's a marathon.
Exactly, Alex.
So, thank you for clicking in this video. If you want to see the full version of the FC Wonderkid podcast, you know where to find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
This is a hot one, guys. Go Bolt.